Mortenson under oath until November. All right. Just for your knowledge, Harry Mortenson was an assemblyman from District 42, and that was my assembly district 16, 18 years ago. So I had to disclose that to the panel, so you know. So with us today is Harry Mortenson and John Drake, who are both running for the seat. So with that, gentlemen, if you could give a 1-minute bio of yourselves, that would be good. Mr. Drake, if you could start first.
And just a note on the timing, this will go off at 50 seconds. I'll count down my last 5 seconds with fingers. Same timing for your questions. Following the ups, we'll usually give you 20 or 30 seconds. I'll say something, and we're also going to cut off panelist questions at 20 seconds. Go ahead.
I was raised here in Las Vegas most of my life. I've been here since 1971. I went through the school district here. I went to the college here at UNLV. Got my degree in accounting and finance. Presently, I'm a former manager of a credit union up the street here at SWG Federal Credit Union, which is connected to the gas company. I've been living in my area now for about 10 years, and the reason why I want to, this is my first time running for public office, so I saw some opportunities looking at the candidates and decided to run.
All right, thank you. Mr. Mortenson.
Thank you, and thank you for inviting me here. It's a pleasure to talk to veterans. I feel very strongly that the people that offered their lives for their country should have the greatest consideration from governments and their community. I moved to Nevada in 1962. I was accepting a position with Los Alamos Scientific Laboratories. I worked at the test site for 8.5 years. We were building a nuclear rocket to take men to Mars. And unfortunately, even though it was a great technical success, the project was killed by Lyndon Johnson in 1970s. So I then became and of course those were dark years for science and for scientists. So I became a businessman for a very short time, and then I was in the legislature for 14 years. Ran out of time.
Thank you. So Mr. Mortenson is a nuclear physicist. Those that are making some noise, so when you aren't using them, you can turn them off. All right, we're going to open it for questions. Let's start at the far end over there.
Leo?
Leo?
You're up.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming. I want to see if you, what ideas you have for solving some of the unfunded liabilities that we have in the PERS system here in the state. Thank you.
Mr. Welsh, you want to attempt that first?
Mr. Drake.
Or Drake, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Or you may want to ask Mr. Welsh back in here.
No problem, no problem. As far as PERS goes, as far as unfunded liabilities is concerned, the way I would deal with PERS is very similar to what NV Energy has done recently with their defined pension program, which is that they everybody who was qualified for PERS has accrued monies in there over a period of time, is to pay them out at a fair market value at that point in time. And then going forward, offer a 401k program that wouldn't stranglehold the state, because in most private companies, as you know, they've got rid of the deferred compensation program. So what they did at NV Energy, they went through every individual and did a present value of what they are owed at this point in time. And they got paid in a lump sum portion, and therefore able to take that money and then roll it over into an IRA or some other retirement benefit.
Thank you. Mr. Mortenson?
I would have to divulge that I receive money from PERS, a giant sum of $350 a month for being a legislator for 14 years. I feel that PERS has been running fairly well in this state for quite some time. I do believe that perhaps at the present time the contributions to PERS from government is perhaps a little bit too large and should be scaled back, but that's about it.
Thank you. Thank you. Next question.
Hi.
Lloyd.
What do you see are the problems or key issues that the state, here in the state of Nevada, need to address? Need to be addressed? What are the problems that need to be addressed?
I guess I'll be first. Well, the number one, just like the national economy, I feel that one of the biggest problems right now is unemployment. We are hovering around 12.6% nation statewide. Is create more jobs and to diversify our economy. I lived here for many, many years, and it seems that we've been like a one-trick pony, that we've concentrated most of our jobs from the casino industry, the entertainment realm. I would like to see us to be more energy, probably energy companies, or trying to get some biotech companies coming into the state of Nevada to diversify more, so that when we do have a recession that's hit us hard, especially in the casino and also the construction business, that we have a way to leverage that with other industries that we could probably get those type of jobs at this point in time.
Mr. Mortenson.
Thank you. I believe that the big problem with our state now, we are among the worst in terms of how we're suffering in this recession. The biggest problem is that we need money in our state. We need money for so many reasons. We're on the bottom list of so many good assets or statistics, and we're on the top of the worst statistics list. Money is the solution to those problems, and I believe we can do that. We can gain money without hurting businesses in any way. We have been talking about a good broad-based business tax in Nevada, and if it's crafted correctly, a broad-based business tax will not hurt businesses, because businesses can deduct from their federal income tax what they pay into the Nevada state. And of course, that's a win-win situation for everybody, I believe. We can enhance.
Thank you. Thank you, Harry. Next question.
Okay, I have two separate questions. We'll start one for each candidate. Mr. Mortenson, you said you've been a legislator for 14 years, correct? Okay, a lot of people believe that politicians are the problem. They're not the solution. How can you convince this panel otherwise, that you're not going to just be a typical politician and just keep business as usual?
I guess I would say examine my record. If I did not go into the legislature as a stepping stone to a higher office, I did not go in there for personal aggrandization. I have passed in my 14 years principally been responsible for the passage of about 40 different laws. I'm proud of every one of them. If I had time, I'd explain, but we get very short time here, and my record is what I.
Okay, thanks. I got one quick follow-up. This one will take a long answer. If it wasn't a stepping stone, why are you going from the assembly to the Senate?
That's legislature to legislature. Assemblymen will tell you they're better than the Senate and vice versa. So it's a lateral thing. It's not a stepping stone, in my opinion.
And he was termed out of the assembly.
That's right, I was termed down.
Right, Mr. Drake.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mortenson. Actually, I have a separate question for you, Mr. Drake. Why are you running against Mr. Mortenson? And you talked about earlier that you want to diversify the economy. What specific thing can you do as a state senator to help diversify the economy?
Okay, the first question, why I'm running against Mr. Mortensen. I'm really not running against him specifically, maybe more towards his party, because he has another opponent, I think, in the primary, unless he has bowed out. But there's different viewpoints between what I feel and the party that represents both Mr. Mortensen and Mr. Ford. But to your second question, how do we diversify this economy? We try to make it the state to make it more attractive. Like Mr. Mortensen just alluded to, he wanted to put some taxes on businesses. I'm completely opposite of that. I like to spur business coming here, especially from California. We see in California that most businesses are being taxed to death, and individuals. So basically, I want to create an environment here in Nevada so that we can get businesses here, more diversified business, as opposed to what we have currently right now, which is the casino business.
All right, thank you. Next question.
You get asked a lot about what you will do, what should Nevada stop doing that it is doing, what should be either removed or a law repealed, etc. Mr. Drake?
Well, like in my industry, which is the credit union financial industry, we've had recent regulations passed over the last few years that have hampered our industry. If you want to be specific on a specific bill, I can tell you, like for instance, SB 414, which was passed last year, it had to do with foreclosures and things like that. It made it very easy for people that want to get short sales on their property. I believe it should be a means test to get those short sales. I don't think it should be gratis to everybody, because I know people, friends, that have got short sales, and basically they had the means to make the payments. They just don't like the fact that they're upside down on their house. Right now we have 80% in this valley that's upside down on their house. If everybody decided to do what my friends are doing right now, then we're going to have a catastrophic financial event.
Thank you. All right. Is there another question on Mr. Mortensen?
Yep.
I believe that the BandAid taxes and the huge fees that we have instituted in the legislature and put on businesses are the things that we need to remove to help business. And helping business will help us get out of this bad economy. I want to make it clear that if a business tax is passed that I think hurts business, I would never vote for it, I would not support it. But a business tax that can help the state, wherein the business can deduct everything they pay to the state from the federal, is a win-win situation. Also, well, I guess that's the answer to my question.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
We're out.
We're out of time.
Yep.
All right, I'd like to thank the two members for coming.